Westwood Media Center. My name is Eric Arnold. I'm thrilled to be here and to be hosting this evening. It is I Heart Westwood, an evening to celebrate the arts in our community. Down here at the Westwood Media Center, we've got pottery, we've got paintings, we've got postcards in the lobby, and we've got food. We also have live music. And to start us off tonight, we've got this great act, a bunch of Westwood High School students, and I'm going to get out of the way and let them play some music for you.
Fire burning in her eyes, the chaos that controlled my mind. Whispered goodbye as she got on a plane, never to return again, but always in my heart. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I tried my best to feed her appetite, keep her coming every night, so hard to keep her satisfied. Keep playing love like it was just a game, pretending to feel the same, and turn around and leave again. But oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I'll fix these broken things, repair your broken wings, and make sure everything's alright. My pressure on your hips, sink in my fingertips, every inch of you, 'cause I know that's what you want me to do. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. Oh, this love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and my heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore. This love has taken its toll on me. She said goodbye too many times before, and her heart is breaking in front of me, and I have no choice, 'cause I won't say goodbye anymore.
Nicely done, nicely done. One of the great things about this evening is we spend a few minutes talking with our artists and hearing a little about themselves and the art that they create, the music that they make. Thank you all for being here. It's great to have you. It's great to have you guys. So you're all Westwood students, is that
Yes,
right?
we are.
Yes. Yeah. What year are you? We all?
So me, Izzy, and Bohan are all seniors, and then James is a junior.
The one lone junior over
One
here.
lone junior over here. Well, I'm glad you're part of the crew. Clearly that you're holding this together, right? That's an important role. So how long have you guys been playing together as a group? Is this like, you have a band name? Tell us a little bit
Not
about
really.
this.
So we kind of formed this group about a month or so ago for this event, actually.
Oh my gosh, so this is the Westwood I Heart Media Band.
Exactly.
That's what we're called.
Yes.
Okay, that's great. But have you guys been playing music together before this?
Yes, we have. We played music together before, and kind of for different events. So we had like an activities fair kind of early this year, and
Yep.
this group played for that, which was cool.
Great, great. And do you play in other parts of the school? The school has lots of
Yeah,
arts. Westwood
so-
has a great arts program, and so the
Right.
music program's fantastic. Do each of you play in those?
Yeah, so we're actually all in our school's wind ensemble.
Oh, great.
So, like our concert band for mostly horns.
Great, that's fantastic. So tell me, for us tonight, this is about arts and the arts in the community. And to me, I'm an artist. I do different art things, and art has a meaning to me in
Right.
certain ways. Do any of you have like what does art mean to you? And
Absolutely. So art is definitely, I think for me, and I can speak for a lot of people here, that it's a way to like kind of in school, like which is so structured and so
Yeah.
kind of rigid. It's a way to really like express yourselves and actually experience some creativity and some freedom to kind of do things how we want to do them, and to be able to like put on these events and kind of showcase it means a lot for us.
yeah, it's sort of that individuality that you
Exactly,
get to bring
yeah.
out in your own way and showcase sort of who you are in a special way.
Right, and then also like, the teamwork and the collaboration of playing with people. We all have
Yeah.
to trust each other, and it's a really good time.
Yeah, that's funny because I think, in music, trust is this weird thing, right, that we don't always think about. You've got to trust that your bandmates aren't going to leave you hanging. All of a sudden
Exactly.
you're going to stop and Izzy's singing alone and the drummer's doing something. You've got to work as a team. It's a real team sport in a way. So.
Exactly.
Well, thanks again for being here. We're really happy that you guys joined us tonight. You guys
course,
got one
yeah.
more for us?
We do.
Oh, yeah?
Let's hear it. Thank you.
I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, no need to take it slow. I'm stepping to you toe to toe. I should be scared, honey, maybe so, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the flood, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I don't know what you've been told, but time is running out, so spend it like it's gold. I'm living like I'm 9 zeros. Got no regrets even when I'm broke. Yeah, I'm at my best when I got something I'm wanting to steal. Way too busy for the problems and problems to feel. No stressing, just obsessing with sealing the deal. I'll take it and then let it go, but I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Chilling in the clouds, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. Ooh, I ain't worried. Ooh, I ain't worried about it right now. Keeping dreams alive, 1999 heroes. I ain't worried about it right now. Swimming in the flood, dancing on the clouds below. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it. I ain't worried about it.
How about it for the band with no name or the Westwood iHeartMedia Band? I don't know what we're calling them tonight, but thank you very much for being here. You guys
Thank you.
stick with us. We'll be back very shortly with a strings group. More Westwood High School students will be joining us very shortly. Thank you all. All right. Good work.
My name is Carol Ahern, and I do painting with watercolors and acrylic paints. Art has been part of my life for a long time. As a child, I enjoyed being creative. My grandmother was a great influence with things. She taught me how to sew and do things like that. So I always enjoyed creativity and experimenting with different paints and textures and a variety of things. What I find most interesting about painting, I enjoy being creative.
Hi, I'm Melinda Garfield. I am the Executive Director of Westwood Media Center. And my son right here, seeing himself on TV. We're super excited to be here tonight. I am here with the original Westwood artist. We have Jane Wojcik and we have Carol Ahern. And we are so excited to have everybody in studio. So let's just quickly go through what it was like to prepare for an event like this. Do you do a lot more work than normal, or are you just pumping stuff out all the time?
Well, mostly as a potter, it takes me a long time to get my work done, so I'm mostly popping things out. Getting ready for Christmas, I start in summertime. So when I knew this one was happening, I made some hearts. And I started them in December, and they came out of the kiln last week.
Fantastic.
So I paint, and a lot of it is original inventory, but because of I Heart Westwood, I did some extra Valentines and things like that over the month of January. Yeah.
Great. Well, we will be here until 8:30 tonight. It's 15 Purwall Street in Westwood, and it's Westwood Media Center. And if you haven't stopped by before, please feel free to come down this time. And again, we'll be here until 8:30, so come on down, shop, and listen to some live music. And we will resume some live music in just a few minutes. Thanks so much.
My name's Jane Wojcik, and I'm a potter. I make whatever I think of out of clay. I mostly wheel throw, but I also love to hand build. And I make functional pieces, and I also love to make sculpture when I have time to play around. Art hasn't always been a part of my life. As a matter of fact, when I was a child, I was convinced I wasn't an artist, but I've always worked with my hands. I was the kid in elementary school that was playing in the mud and just squishing things around. I sew, I do needlework, everything I do with my hands. And when my children were old enough to be in school full-time, I found myself a pottery class because I just had a feeling that clay was what I needed to do. And after the first class, I just never stopped. I couldn't stop because I really, really love making things out of clay. What I find most interesting about pottery is you can make almost anything you can dream of. You can paint on it if you're more of a 2D artist. You can sculpt with it. You can form it into symmetrical shapes. You can slap it off center and make it asymmetrical. For me, the most important part of working with pottery is how it encourages me to be creative, but also to not hold on to my perfectionism. I find I get really frustrated with many things if they're not perfect. But clay allows for variation in a way that you can make it work for you. And if you try to be perfect with clay, you will always fail. And so I've learned to be very persistent, very patient, but also accept the imperfections and actually figure out ways to make them part of my work that satisfy my need for it to be just so, but also just let the clay be what it wants to be. Most of what I do really does come from my own head, but I do look at a lot of art, I do experience a lot of art, but I don't feel like I've really tried to copy another artist in any way or reproduce another artist's work. I just look at techniques that they use and possible shapes that they use, but most of what I make really just comes from what happens when I sit down in my studio.
Welcome back to Westwood Media Center, folks. Here we are this evening celebrating arts in our community, and we sit here with a bunch of Westwood High School students in a strings group. Thank you all for being here tonight. It's great to have you joining us this evening. Not only do we have live music in the studio tonight, but we've also got folks paintings. We've got recycled art products in the hallways and food, so we hope you're enjoying yourselves and getting a chance to celebrate all the arts in our community. So all of you are at the high school. Do you play in a certain group at the high school, or is this a subset, or how does that work?
Well, we are all in a class which is orchestra at our school, so we kind of all met through there. We're different grades. Most of us didn't know each other before orchestra class, but now we're together. So
Great, and what prompted this group to get together in this little configuration that we get to the pleasure of seeing tonight?
yeah. I think it's just we all love chamber music, which is kind of a very intimate setting to play music and really encourages collaboration. So that's kind of what brought us together, and also we're all friends from orchestra. So.
That's great, that's great. You know, tonight is about arts, and for me, arts has sort of this special meaning. There's all these things that art brings about in my life and how it affects me. Do any of you have sort of like what art means to you and how important that is in your lives?
Yeah, I think for me personally, art, especially when we're in a group like this, is about autonomy. It's really about kind of taking control of what you choose to indulge in life. And I believe that music is a beautiful outlet for just anything that you have bottled up. Yeah,
that's great. When you've got things going on in life and there's stresses and things happening, you come and play music, you lose yourself in that experience. Yes. It is a form of meditation almost, right? Mm-hmm. While you're in this space doing it. I think that's the same when you're creating the pieces that others have created here. So you guys are going to create a piece for us tonight. What are we playing?
We are playing Eine kleine Nachtmusik from it's Mozart, and Grace very intelligently translated it.
Wow.
Oh, it translates to a little night music.
Excellent. Well, thank you for being here. Let's hear it.
That's awesome.
My name is Carol Ahern, and I do painting with watercolors and acrylic paints. Art has been part of my life for a long time. As a child, I enjoyed being creative. My grandmother was a great influence with things. She taught me how to sew and do things like that. So I always enjoyed creativity and experimenting with different paints and textures and a variety of things. What I find most interesting about painting, I enjoy being creative, use my imagination, blending the colors. I usually pick subjects that are very peaceful, and it's just relaxing to me. I'd say that I have been influenced by growing up in this area with my art because there's just so much nature around, and we also have the opportunity to go down the Cape, which I enjoy very much, a lot of the ocean scenes and flowers and things like that. I'm inspired by some fellow artists. At the school I work with, the art department's amazing, so I enjoy chatting with them and seeing what they produce. I think one of my favorite artists is probably Gloria O'Keeffe. She does beautiful work, and I just enjoy seeing other people's work and see how they create. In the future, which I hope to retire in a few years, I hope to be able to have more time to paint and be more creative. I do sell things locally and down the Cape, so this will give me the opportunity to do what I really enjoy doing. I think the best part of being a Westwood artist is a lot of the camaraderie we have, and we're able to see what other people do and what they do with it. We enjoy doing events together, and it's really taken off. So we're just very proud of our group and the members and inviting new members.
My name's Jane Wojcik and I'm a potter. I make whatever I think of out of clay. I mostly wheel throw, but I also love to hand build. And I make functional pieces. And I also love to make sculpture when I have time to play around. Art hasn't always been a part of my life. As a matter of fact, when I was a child, I was convinced I wasn't an artist. But I've always worked with my hands. I was the kid in elementary school that was playing in the mud and just squishing things around. I sew, I do needlework, everything I do with my hands. And when my children were old enough to be in school full-time, I found myself a pottery class because I just had a feeling that clay was what I needed to do. And after the first class, I just never stopped. I couldn't stop because I really, really love making things out of clay. What I find most interesting about pottery is you can make almost anything you can dream of. You can paint on it if you're more of a 2D artist. You can sculpt with it. You can form it into symmetrical shapes. You can slap it off center and make it asymmetrical. For me, the most important part of working with pottery is how it encourages me to be creative, but also to not hold on to my perfectionism. I find I get really frustrated with many things if they're not perfect, but clay allows for variation in a way that you can make it work for you. And if you try to be perfect with clay, you will always fail. And so I've learned to be very persistent, very patient, but also accept the imperfections and actually figure out ways to make them part of my work that satisfy my need for it to be just so, but also just let the clay be what it wants to be. Most of what I do really does come from my own head, but I do look at a lot of art, I do experience a lot of art, but I don't feel like I've really tried to copy another artist in any way or reproduce another artist's work. I just look at techniques that they use and possible shapes that they use, but most of what I make really just comes from what happens when I sit down in my studio. The best part of being a Westwood artist is the surprise that people have when they say, where did you make this? And I say, I make it in my basement in Westwood. And we started this group, the 5 of us started Westwood Artists because we felt like there is a creative flow in this town that people didn't know about. And when people are happy to see what we're doing and to know that we're here, it's very gratifying.
My name is Lisa Walker, and I create art in clay. I feel like art has always been a part of my life. I started making pots when I was a senior in high school, and then I went to art school after that, after taking that class. As I worked with clay, I was able to sort of understand the things around me that were going on. I've done a lot of other art, painting, photography, but I always come back to clay, and when I'm working with the clay, it helps me sort things out, like thinking about things, or with my kids, or a trip that I've been on. I'm learning with my hands, and clay has always been a good way to do that. The most interesting thing about pottery for me is the surface of the pot. I make the pot, and as I'm making the pot, I make it based on how I might decorate it, and then when I decorate it, that's where I try a whole bunch of different things and sort of do my storytelling. I buy a lot of pots from my artist friends. I buy a lot of artwork from my artist friends. Usually it's things that remind me of them, and they tell a story about them, or when I look at it, I think of them. I often, in the afternoon when I make a cup of tea, I open up my closet and I'll pick out a mug made by someone I feel like having tea with. So I like the way that the art embodies the artist, so I like to collect a lot of it. I make functional ceramics. I'm not a production potter. I like to make small batches of things, and I like the fact that you can use the work. I don't usually make sculpture. Sometimes I do, but I like that there's an interaction between the art and the action of using it. I create my artwork on my potter's wheel. I also do hand building. I combine a lot of those pieces together. I do a lot of painting and drawing on the surface. I glaze it, and I use a kiln to fire the work, which makes it ready for use. The best part of being a Westwood artist is my fellow artists that I get to work on projects with. I'm inspired by them. We like to do projects together, and the community has really embraced us over time. The Westwood Media Center embraced our ideas, and they created a gallery for us, so we have our work over there permanently. And we are starting to do more events, annual events, and trying to use places in town like the library, the Historical Society, the Post Office Plaza, to sell our work locally and engage with residents so that they know there's a vital artist community in their town.
My name's Karen Flowers Kagan, and I am a photographer. I'm an amateur photographer, but I've been doing it for many years. My father used to take photos of all of us growing up and on little vacations and just the day-to-day. And I was always interested in the photos themselves and the memories. So when I turned 16, I got my very first camera, and I started documenting my teenage life. And then it springboarded into more photos of more things. Based on getting my first camera and really just taking pictures with these funky 1970s Instamatic camera. But then my family noticed in '78 that I was really getting interested, and they all pulled together and bought me a Canon AE1 amazing camera, which I still have. And that really took it into another direction. So it made me take more pictures and try different things. Well, I love the memories, obviously. That's most important for me. Photography is about memories, but it's also about taking the time to see what's in your surroundings. So I have my camera with me all the time, and I'll just pull off on the side of the road and take a picture of something because it's enjoyable to me and I want to remember it, or I'll make a card out of it or an enlargement. I just think if you stop and take the time to see what's around you, then you capture it in the photograph. That's very special to me. I've lived in the Boston area for 36 years and in Westwood for a little over 20. And I think once I moved to Boston and started, got married and had my family, that really influenced my work because I wanted to take lots of photos of my children and my dog. And then all the places we would go as a family, and like farms and see lighthouses and things like that. And that kind of expanded my reach of pictures that I wanted to take, and then I just took off from there. The best part of being a Westwood artist is just the working together. 5 of us started Westwood Artists about maybe 6 years ago. And before that, all of us were living in Westwood, but we were going to other towns to do shows. And you'd have to do it on your own and get the money together and lug all your stuff. And now you're still lugging your stuff, but you're working together and you can help plan events, get ideas for more events in Westwood. So I just think it's a win-win being part of Westwood Artists.
Welcome back to Westwood Media Center, where we are celebrating arts in Westwood with the I Heart Westwood event. We're thrilled to be here. We've got folks in the studio playing music. We've also got people throughout the halls of the studio here showing their arts, their painting, their pottery, their recycled wares that they've turned into art. Some really fabulous displays tonight here at the Media Center. We are also joined by Sophia Jane. Sophia is a Westwood High School graduate. Lots of Westwood roots, and she's going to be playing some music for us. So Sophia, take it away, have a great time, and we'll be back up in a little bit.
Awesome, thank you so much. Cool, let's get started.
Far away, but close enough to pull my tears from my
try. 10 more days. Think that I'll be okay. But is okay strong enough to fly me through to the other end? Use my tools and I will try to mend every hole. I'm gonna take control. It's alright now, don't be alarmed. Build yourself up and take concern. The future's bright now, don't close your eyes. A million reasons to stop. Oh, I tried. Hey, didn't I get here on my own? I know more than I've ever known. It's a new me, a me that's been here all along. It's alright now, don't be alarmed. Build yourself up and take what's earned. The future's bright now, don't close your eyes. A million reasons to stop. It's alright now, don't be alarmed. Build yourself up and take what's earned. The future's bright now, don't close your eyes. A million reasons to stop. Oh, I tried. Thank you, everybody. So awesome to be here back in Westwood. That was an original song I wrote called, what was it called? Take What's Earned. And it was kind of fun to prep for this show because I got to revisit like a whole bunch of songs that I wrote when I was in high school and kind of just like go down nostalgia lane. So that was like a really old one that's on my first EP called Living for Now. But I also thought that I would throw in, I have a newer song I'm playing tonight, and then I'm going to throw in a cover of a song that's just been like stuck in my head that I have to play to someone. So this is a song by a writer and musician called Bella White. It's called Just Like Leavin'. And it's really good, so I hope you guys like it. You should check her out. She's really good. Everything all up in gold, and I don't know what I'm doing here. Left the howling winds and the prairies to find some kind of idea. Am I full or am I empty? Well, maybe it's just like hurting, building up walls and then ripping them down with my own disposition. My own hurting, that's the way I feel about the world and all the little things I wish were different. And I've been grieving since I left old Carolina. The bars out my window didn't leave me safe at night. Now I've chased your love, 'cause I thought it might feel warm, like a dram on a damn cold winter's night. Well, some things, they just like leaving, like people loving money, and I don't know I've been grieving since I left old Carolina. The bars out my window didn't leave me safe at night. Now I've chased your love, 'cause I thought it might feel like a trail on a damn cold winter's night. Like a trail on a damn cold winter's night. So we're gonna go back to some original stuff. This is a song I wrote in college that's actually also out on Spotify. It's called Seattle. It's just a demo version, so it's just me and a guitar on this one. But sometimes it's good just like that. So yeah, I hope you like it. Little cold outside, golden red leaves to bed on their backs. The breeze treads just hold me for a while, press me close. I too slow your mind, show me Seattle tonight. The trees up above lead us down city streets that we've never heard of. Lost in this lust that is spinning and turning and becoming love. Just hold me for a while, press me close. I too slow your breath, slow your mind, show me Seattle. everybody. Okie dokie, I got one more song and then I'm going to invite a friend up to play another great set. Let's see, this is another original song. This is an old song that I had so much fun like relearning. It's really fun to like relearn your old songs. I was like, I don't even remember how to play this. But it is the title track on my EP called Living for Now. It's called Living for Now. And I hope you guys like it. Autumn wraps us up tighter than we were prepared for. But we don't need to let it spin out. We can grasp every moment to walk off our doubts. And I wanna give this a try and see where you're coming from, but open your fading, we're fading fast. What happened to same page? What happened to making it last? You don't wanna tie down, you don't need the sad sounds. When 6 months hits us, but just hand me your heart now. I promise we won't fall down. Just trust us living for now. I've never met a guy as gentle and real as you are. A guy much more deeper than most, who sees color in everything and feels sound through his bones. So I thought you believed in meant to be the chances, but I guess I'm wrong. I guess it's gone. I should drop you and move on my way. You don't wanna tie down, you don't need no sad sounds. When 6 months hits us, but just hand me your heart now. I promise that we won't fall down. Just trust us living for now. You drove me home and dropped me off just like that. So cold. Let me home and now I know I'm good on my own. You don't wanna tie down, you don't need no sad sounds. When 6 months hits us, but just hand me your heart now. I promise we won't fall down. Just trust us living for now. Living for now. Living for now. Anita, let you go. I can't let you go. Thank you. Thanks for listening. I really appreciate it. I am now super excited to invite my friend Jason Overseen up to play some of his songs.
Well, I'm Sophia's friend, Jason. We went to high school together, same class, 2017. And I got 3 songs for you today. I'm going to switch up the vibe a little with the first song, if that's okay with everyone. It's a song about deforestation, and it's called the Blue Mark Blues. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Well, I was born in Tennessee. My daddy was an oak tree, as big as an oak could be. He treated me fine, I had no worries. And a big relief grew about the canopy. And then one day, when the sun was shining, a man came up, pulled out a bucket and brush. He marked my daddy with a big blue tie, said they need more fire down in the valley. And now I've been on the Blue Mark Blues, Blue Mark Blues, yeah. Blue as the Mount River running right through my room. Well, still marked my daddy with a big blue tie, said they need more fire down in the valley. And now I've been on the Blue Mark Blues. Well, I had a girl named Hickory D. She followed me, gave good company, but the Blue Mark Blues was following her. Oh, they came around and chopped her down to the dirt. Now it seems to me, everywhere I go, all big old trees coming down the barrel. The simple man's coming with the chainsaw running, and he won't go back till it's all ripped up and leaving me with the Blue Mark Blues. Blue Mark Blues, Blue Mark Blues, yeah. Blue as my river running right through my room. Well, he marked my daddy with a big blue tie, said they need more fire down in the valley, and I'm feeling the Blue Mark Blues. Now here I stand, I'm all alone. All my friends have gone to the heavenly home. Not much to do, but sing these blues. Sing 'em all day, cry 'em out all night too. Hey, Mr. Painter, won't you mark me too? There ain't nothing you can do to make me any more blue. Put it up, I'll make a blue as the sky, let the whole world hear the song we'll cry. Now I've got my Blue Mark too. A Blue Mark Blues, Blue Mark Blues, yeah. Blue as the Mount River running right through, and a great big ocean with an island or two, or the tears that cry when there ain't nothing left to lose. Well, said he marked my daddy with a big blue tie, said they need more firewood down in the valley. And now I'm feeling those Blue Mark Blues. Yeah, I thought I'd just get the silly one out of the way. This next one is in drop D, if you haven't noticed already, so I just gotta get this down. It's another one about inanimate objects. It's called Free Stones. It's really about freedom, but just picture a bunch of stones like skipping down a river. That's pretty good. Free Stones. Thanks, everyone. So I realized halfway through that I wasn't supposed to do that song. And it almost tripped me up, but I powered through it. Anyway, for the next song / whatever else we're going to do, I'd like to invite Sophia back to play. We prepared one.
Jason, that was fantastic. I'm going to join you for a quick second.
Thanks, yeah, for sure.
That was great. As folks have gathered, as we've done this today, we like to talk with our artists a little bit and hear a little bit about what makes art so important to them and so special for each of them. And so, boy, you really get into the music. It's clearly something. How long have you been playing the guitar?
Like my whole life.
Your whole life?
Yeah,
You were born with one
not really.
in your hand?
Since I was 10.
Uh-huh.
Vast majority of my life.
That's great. Great. And do you play, is this the only way you play? I mean, do you play other groups, other bands? How do you, what's your music sort
I'm
of
usually
scene?
a band guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm a lead guitarist, usually in like a jam-centered band. This is kind of new to me, the whole singer-songwriter thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you wrote both those songs
Yes.
that we just heard. Wow, that first one, Sophia and I both were like, that was great.
Yeah,
A lot of lyrics in that one.
I went to my first bluegrass festival last summer, and it was just kind of flowing through me. You know?
And it just came out of you right after that?
Everyone has to write one blues.
Yeah, you have
One-
to.
One of those. Yeah, you need one of those. That's great. That's fantastic. And so what's the other bands you play with?
Well, right now I'm in one band called Flying Turtle. It's like
Uh-huh.
a jam band. We also play original music.
Yep.
The other one's called Alton Place, and this is more of like a pop jazz cover band.
Cool.
Little tighter sound. But yeah, Flying Turtle's playing Friday at the Union Tavern,
Nice.
which is in 2 days from now if anyone's free and wants to drive down to Somerville.
Nice.
Yeah.
Great. That's good. So you're playing out and keeping it going. That's fantastic. Sophia, you've been playing music for a long time as well.
Little time, yes.
Yeah, right? When did you pick up the guitar? When did you start playing?
I started playing guitar in like middle school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, before I sang, I picked up the guitar. I was too shy to sing.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was easier just to play something.
Yes,
than before you
exactly,
sang.
yeah.
But you've really got a voice. Not only can you sing very well, but you also tell a great story in your songs. Where do those stories sort of emanate from? What's inspired that for you?
From like angsty teen moments.
right.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm definitely, any like emotion I have, I just free write it out, and definitely that's how it gets turned into a song.
Cool. Now you've done some other things with your music as well. You've used music to help others a lot, I know, in your life. So would you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, totally. I studied music therapy, so I'm a board-certified music therapist. That's what I do when I'm not singing things. I guess I'm singing in that job. And I work with all types of people from little bitty babies in the NICU all the way to the elderly, older adult population, using music as a tool to meet like everyday goals, from like memory loss to kids learning how to speak, babies learning how to regulate, different things like that.
Cool.
And it's a lot of fun.
That's great. And it's one of those things that just speaks to how the arts and music can do so many different things in our lives, right? And it just helps us, I think, can help other people learn things, and it helps us in the performing world. You learn a ton. I'm curious, both of you, I'm a band person, so this solo thing, it's risky. Right? You're alone up here. Like,
it's terrible. You get lonely.
Right? You get lonely?
Yeah.
How do you, this is new to you a little bit, right?
It's like the second time I've done this, yeah.
Second time, like, how you doing with it, man?
I'm good.
All right.
He seems pretty natural up
pretty
here.
good up here by
I'm
yourself.
pretty nervous, but once you get, I don't know, the lights or something. But that's good,
Right.
You just write good music, and then you
then
just play
it
it.
just
and
happens.
It just happens.
Yeah. With a band, there's that ability, like, if you sort of goof a little bit, everyone else has got your back,
turn the
kind of.
volume
And when you're up
down.
here by yourself,
and-
you're like,
yeah.
you goof and
There's no one to keep you in check up here. You can say anything.
You can go off the rails, which is sort of happening right now. I should get off the stage and let you guys play another song or something. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to get out of here. Do you guys got one more you want to play for us? How do you want to do this? One more?
Yeah, one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much. It's great having you both.
So this is another one of mine, and I taught it to Sophia last night.
11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. That's an exaggeration, but not too much exaggeration.
So that's why I have the lyrics, because I want to.
There's a lot of lyrics.
There's a lot of lyrics.
Okay, yeah. This one's called "Take a Look." It's not a bluegrass song. It's another serious song. Take the time to take a look that takes your breath away and leaves you stranded.
gesture of perfection. You'll never find another set of eyes that realizes your perception. You will find a way to let the moonlit day just pass you by. Rain in your eyes and light, dark as the night, shines through your mind and your sky. And if you find yourself beneath the storm, know every raindrop is unborn.
Alright, the song's pretty long as it is, so I'm gonna pick up the tempo a little.
Take the time to take a look that takes away your stone and leaves you weightless. Drift along the shining winding river in the sky where you are nameless. You make a wave, ripples on their way just pass you by. Take some time to notice when the turning of the leaves is there to ground you. So take the time to take a look at tapestries weaving all around you. You will find a way to let the moonlit day just pass you by. Rain in your eyes and light, dark as the night, shines through your mind and your and if you find yourself beneath the storm, know every raindrop is unborn. Takes a turn to take a look that takes you by surprise. Your inner eye, don't you see that? Rain in your eyes and light, dark as the night, shines through your mind and your sky.
for Sophia J. and Jason Elberstein. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is fantastic. I have to say that as they're playing and finishing, I'm like, I am so proud to be in Westwood, this arts that just emanate from this community. How great is this? Thank you both. We'll be back in a few minutes with Portraits of Jazz.
My name is Carol Ahern, and I do painting with watercolors and acrylic paints. Art has been part of my life for a long time. As a child, I enjoyed being creative. My grandmother was a great influence with things. She taught me how to sew and do things like that. So I always enjoyed creativity and experimenting with different paints and textures and a variety of things. What I find most interesting about painting, I enjoy to be being creative, use my imagination, blending the colors. I usually pick subjects that are very peaceful, and it's just relaxing to me. I'd say that I have been influenced by growing up in this area with my art because there's just so much nature around, and we also have the opportunity to go down the Cape, which I enjoy very much, a lot of the ocean scenes and flowers and things like that. I'm inspired by some fellow artists. At the school I work with, the art department's amazing, so I enjoy chatting with them and seeing what they produce. I think one of my favorite artists is probably Gloria O'Keeffe. She does beautiful work, and I just enjoy seeing other people's work and see how they create. In the future, which I hope to retire in a few years, I hope to be able to have more time to paint and be more creative. I do sell things locally and down the Cape, so this will give me the opportunity to do what I really enjoy doing. I think the best part of being a Westwood artist is a lot of the camaraderie we have, and we're able to see what other people do and what they do with it. We enjoy doing events together, and it's really taken off. So we're just very proud of our group and the members and inviting new members.
Standing on this great carpet, the Westwood Media Center, with Brad Ellenberg, with Gary Bowen, with Chris Hildebrand, Bob Ambrosi, Grant Smith, who are Portrait in Jazz. So excited for this set. Take it away, you guys. Have a great time.
mine called Two Wes. It was written, if anybody knows Wes Montgomery, a jazz guitar player, one of my favorites, and so it was written as a homage to him. We're going to do another one, kind of back to back. Most of my tunes are not actually written for other musicians, but this next one also inspired by Louis Armstrong. It's called Images of Louis. So we're going to get those two musician dedications out of the way right away. And we're also tonight, the goal is we have about 50 original tunes, and tonight we're just going to try to play, each tune will be a different genre of jazz, a different style, so this one's a little bit more New Orleans feel. Images of Louis. you guys for being in the audience and making some noise. That's always helps to play off of. I'd like to thank Melinda, the crew here at Westwood Media Center, and Eric for bringing us in, Eric Arnold. So thank you, and also to all the talent that performed earlier. It was great to see that. We're going to continue with another song of mine called Friday Night Rush Hour. This takes us through a journey a little bit, so there's a number of different changes throughout the piece. Here we go, Friday Night Rush Hour, pretty good. turn this over to Gary to introduce this song.
This is a song that I wrote for my daughter when she was a newborn, and I was tasked with occasionally nursing her with a bottle, of course, and I kind of got tired of the Brahms lullaby in terms of singing her to sleep, so I started scat singing a song. And I later turned it into a bit of a jazz waltz. So, by the way, my daughter is now 28 years old, which means I'm older than 28. And this is a song called Spring with Stephanie.
Well, as we've done all night, we've had to take a moment to sort of talk with our artist friends who are up with us tonight. Thank you all, that was fantastic. Really enjoyed that. However, Brad, I'm still curious about Friday night traffic.
Yeah.
Because there was a song, what was it?
Friday Night Rush Hour.
Rush Hour
Yep.
Commute?
Yep.
Was there any part of that was when like, you got home and actually had a drink after the? I actually the whole drive, I was driving home the whole time, and that song was going on, and I was like depressed at one point. I felt anger, or well, the tone went to like anger at one point, and then I was like, when do I get to relax?
Well, that's for each individual, right? You get to like, interpret that and whatever your favorite drink is.
Right. How long is your commute?
Not too far. Just across town.
Just across town. Right. Thank you all for being here. The music you guys play and write is really great. It's really complex, and so it sounds like, as you were saying earlier, you get your motivation and inspiration from a wide variety of different artists. Is there anything that's really stood out in your career?
For me personally, and I've been writing since I was probably 15. It's more of an intuitive thing. Like honestly, I don't sit down to say. Usually, I don't sit down and say I'm going to write this or I'm going to write that. I just like, as I've gotten older, I've learned to just go with whatever flow. Like when I was younger, I would write an idea down, and then if it didn't work, I would throw it out. And I kick myself to this day for doing that because I probably wasted like so many great songs that could have been that I didn't let germinate and develop. So as I got older now, I just learned never, it could just be a riff, it could be a chord thing I play, and then whenever the inspiration, I just let that be and just let that develop. And there's only been a couple tunes where I've actually sat down and said, I want to write this, X, Y, Z, whatever it is. So that's my process.
Writing is so interesting because for a lot of people, there's the music and then there's the lyric, right? And you're writing without lyrics. And so how
because do you if you've ever heard me sing, you would realize why there are no lyrics.
It's true? Yeah. Right. I don't know about that, but anyway, yeah. But is that, I mean,
trust me.
Well, one of these gentlemen, I'm sure, can sing great.
We have a wonderful vocalist who's part of the group.
Yes.
And when we're not doing originals, she sings with us on jazz standards.
That's great.
So we give her the singing.
Give them the same. That's good. That's good. Well, it's an interesting process
Yeah.
to take your thoughts and ideas and articulate them only through music without a lyric to go with it, which is
And the melody is the
Yeah.
the melody is the lyric, and you know, and how it interacts with the chord changes, and either like the progression, whether the progression is raising, maybe the melody will go counter to that to
Yeah.
create some tension.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's all sorts of little techniques.
Now, you're a Westwood resident and a
Yes.
music teacher, am I right
Yes.
about that? And
Yeah.
you teach
In Waltham.
In Waltham.
Yeah.
Great. Now, how about the rest of you gentlemen? What's the, is this career for anyone?
Yeah.
Career?
Yeah.
Career musician? Yeah? This is it, right?
This is it.
Other bands, clearly, you're playing in? A couple other?
Yeah,
And, yeah.
quite a few.
Quite a few bands. Oh, geez, so we can't have time to go through them all? Is that the story?
I think we all play other bands. yeah.
You've all played
Yeah.
other bands.
Yeah.
That's great.
They've all, like, collectively probably toured most of the world at one point in time or another.
Yeah, well, we can tell with the performance tonight. It's really been fantastic. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you joining us tonight. How about we get another song?
Yeah, we'd love that.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We have one. Is that just one? Okay. Spanish Nights or- Okay. All right, so we'll do this one. This is going to be, I wrote a series on our second CD, which is Return Engagement. I had 3 songs that I originally thought would be together. Spanish Nights, Spanish Nights Part 2, and Spanish Nights Part 5, because we don't know what happened to 3 and 4. My math skills were not the greatest, apparently. And I thought I was going to kind of marry them together, segue from one to the other, but then as we recorded, we just kept them as 3 separate songs. So this is one we actually don't play as much since the CD came out for some reason. We tend to do the other Spanish Nights. So this is Spanish Nights 2 that we're going to kick in with. And let me just, Bob, you get the lead.
Yes, thank you, Portraits and Jazz, for being with us this evening. What a great night celebrating arts in Westwood. We got to hear from high school students playing in cover rock bands. We got to hear a string quartet of classical music. We had some incredible folk music by some great musicians, and here we are with a fantastic night of jazz to close us out. What an exhibition of arts in Westwood. Thank you all for being here, and have a wonderful evening.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.